Hello, my name is Darrell Dickeson. I'm a board member of the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and welcome to another edition of Vibrant Living. Today, we have the opportunity to have two very well-known, I didn't want to start to say old friends, but I don't want to say you guys aren't old enough yet, that we've had a relationship with you and the Senior Center for some time. And I'd like to introduce Erin and Linette Gehringer, and welcome back home. It looks a little different here today, you know, with there's not much activity going on in the Activity Center right now because of the COVID-19 situation, and we've all been affected by that, of course. But it's a pleasure to see both of you in person and again. And Erin, I feel like, you know, I've known you now for years. We've had the opportunity to work together and know each other for some time. You have a new business that you're starting out. It's called
Healthy Aging LLC.
LLC, yeah, okay. And I'd like to know a little bit more about that today because when I've known you in the past, you started, I think you were the executive director of Wellness Place. And as I recall, you did that for about 6 years or so. And then for the last year or so, you've kind of gone out on your own and doing other healthy aging stuff. And Erin and I had the opportunity to do a program called the Aging Mastery Program back in, I believe, February and the first part of March of this year.
Seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Well, it was. And then we got shut down, you know, immediately after that. So it's great to see you again. And both of you, thank you for everything you've contributed to the Senior Center over the years. But today we're also going to be talking a little bit, or primarily, about a program that you have coming on television on North Central Washington Life station, and you're hoping that it'll start off here maybe sometime later this month, and it's regarding the SAIL program. Is that correct?
Right. The SAIL program is a very well-known, popular, evidence-based program that's here, all over the state of Washington, but focusing on North Central Washington, there are, just in the Wenatchee Valley alone, there's well over 21 classes, fitness classes led by volunteer instructors. And, you know, since March, they haven't been able to meet. You know, 600 to 700 people in our valley have known and loved these programs. Linette is an instructor as well. So,
now, as I recall, aren't you both master certified instructors or something like that? Tell us, Linette, tell me a little bit about that. What has to happen for you to attain that certification?
So you have to instruct a SAIL class, you have to take the instructor training, and then instruct for at least a year, and have some background in healthy aging, healthy exercise for the senior population. And then you go through master trainer training, and you're monitored in how you're instructing classes, and you're monitored on the knowledge of aging physiology, all of those kind of criteria that need to be met. And then if you're lucky enough, you pass. You pass the certification process. And so that means that with a master trainer certification, that means that both Erin and I are certified to then train SAIL instructors.
Great. And now, Erin, I believe you have a fairly new role in the state. Is that correct, that you're sort of responsible for the whole eastern Washington part of the state?
Well, I have a contract with Department of Health to help deliver evidence-based programs into our areas, rural and Wenatchee, all over. Those programs are SAIL, Stay Active and Independent for Life, A Matter of Balance, and also I'm working with the Aging Mastery Program with you, with the Senior Activity Center. So my contract is just to come up with creative ways during this pandemic to still deliver these services, in which the program that we're starting on NCWLIFE will be incredibly helpful because people can turn on, you know, Channel 12 or live stream it and access this great class led by Linette and volunteers in their homes. So that's our mission, is to continue working really hard on trying to keep people moving, engaged, you know, interacting with others in whatever way we can deliver that. So.
Great. Yeah, and I love the name, or the, you know, SAIL, Stay Active and Independent for Life. Isn't that a grand goal, you know, for all of us?
Right. We know people are really missing each other. You know, people within the SAIL classes are longing for that interaction. We know it's tough. It's really, really hard. And we recognize that. We're still trying to come up with ways where people can still be healthy within their homes, find outlets for that.
Linette, you have been working here at the Senior Center for a number of years. Can you tell us a little bit about the history and what was SAIL, how was SAIL involved with the Senior Activity Center in the past?
So originally back in 2007, I was injury prevention coordinator for North Central Emergency Care Council. So that meant that I was involved at the state level in trying to implement new programs, especially the SAIL program, to prevent falls. Falls are the leading cause of death and disability in our population 65 and older. So Washington State developed this program. It was put together by orthopedic nurse. She has her master's in nursing, as well as University of Washington professor of physical therapy, our master's social worker at this Washington State, and they developed a program that was safe and effective for our senior population. They studied it, and within a year of those focus groups and studying, they found a reduction in falls, in fall risk. So then that meant that we were a proven practice that soon went to the National Council on Aging, and we were continuing to show evidence of falls prevention with those balance balance strength and flexibility exercises. So it became a Tier 3D evidence-based program, which means it meets all the criteria for administration on aging at the federal level, that it's safe and effective for our seniors.
So thrived in our valley for 13 years.
Yeah,
thanks to you bringing it here.
So with that, we brought it in, and actually my mom and a group of her friends were the first people to attend a SAIL class at the Senior Center. Senior Center was the first place that we were able to offer a SAIL class right here. Yeah.
In this room, kind of.
And my mom still, when SAIL class was being offered, mom and her friends were still attending that SAIL class.
And I should add, too, that the SAIL program would not be nearly as wonderful as it is without volunteer instructors. They dedicate so much time and energy and passion to this, and they continue to refresh their skills by attending workshops, throughout the year, which is another part of the relationship I have with Department of Health, to keep the fidelity up, because that is incredibly important. We do monitor classes to make sure the fidelity is there and that it's being taught in the original format that researchers spent so much time and money on. Essentially money and energy on. So fidelity is really important. We feel really passionate about that.
Yeah.
Great. Linette, you mentioned evidence-based. Basically, it means there's evidence that this stuff works.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's all documented. So the only other trick or key is you have to do it.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's a good.
You can't just do it in a book.
Right.
You also said something, Linette, that intrigued me, that your mother was involved in some time, and both of you women are local. You both grew up here, were raised here. You have family roots here. I recall, Erin, your father, I think, wasn't he involved years ago as sort of aging and adult care administrator
in the
or something?
70s, there was a little trailer next to Wells House on the college campus. I used to go there a lot. He was the director of I think it was aging and adult care. No. What was it called back then? Anyhow,
what it's called now.
Right, pardon me. He brought a lot of programs like Elder Hostel and Meals on Wheels to the Valley.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys kind of have it in your blood, both the Valley and working with an older population. And we're just very fortunate to have both of you.
Oh, thanks.
It's a gift. It's a
I know
blessing.
it's our honor that we're able to be involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about the television program here. And I believe, as I recall, I have a little experience with SAIL as well. And in fact, I did a session one time up at Antiad at the Senior Center when I was doing some work a few years ago.
Great.
And it's a very impressive program, but it seemed like there were like 10 sessions or something in the entire...
It's ongoing. There's not an end date. So
Okay.
the goal is to hit 2 or 3 days a week for an hour. So that's the fidelity piece.
Every sail class includes the same strength, balance, and flexibility exercises. So simply put, those exercises were specifically designed to increase strength in your muscle groups, to help people stand up easily from chairs, to be able to reach across their body to keep those muscle groups healthy.
To reach for that towel, out of the shower, reach for those cookies, right?
And then it also incorporates some balancing exercises. So standing tall and balancing, one foot in front of the other, not looking down at your feet. That's the other important part is we, the more that we age, the more that we tend to roll our shoulders forward and dip our head down to watch our feet. Those all contribute to falls.
And how much does the human head weigh? I can't remember.
I think so. Typically, the human head weighs like 8 to 10 pounds. But so when you're getting out of a chair, if you dip your head and you start to get up, that changes the physics, and that head becomes more like a 40 to 60 pound weight. And so that draws you forward, which draws you to the floor.
Well, I know when I was younger, I didn't think too much about this type of thing.
Right.
But I realized when I turned 65, the doctor started asking me entirely different questions. And it had a lot to do with balance and falls and that kind of thing. So it's definitely an issue that we should be aware of, and there are things we can do, it sounds like, that are evidence-based.
Yeah, and it's not just movement, it's getting your hearing checked, it's getting your vision checked. The equilibrium in your ears can really attribute to falls. Doing a home safety check. Is your home, set up for success? Are, piles of newspapers cleared away from your chair?
Do you have throw rugs?
Yeah.
Right. Throw rugs may not throw the right thing where you want it.
Yeah.
So.
No, and if you visit, I have a website, it's Healthy Aging for Life, FOR life.com. And on the resources tab, there are some home safety, kits that you can use. And there's also, fact sheets. There's a lot of different tools on that resource page that one could use to help prevent falls.
Great. Yeah. Well, it sounds to me like awareness is really the important, most important step, is being aware of what are the potential problems, issues, challenges. And the good news is that if you're aware of it, then there's possibly something you can do about it.
Exactly.
Right, and no one's alone. If you're feeling, a little bit depressed or you're not moving enough, likely story is that your friend is feeling the same way. So connecting with others to maybe say, hey, let's, tune into Channel 12 on NCWLIFE and catch that sail class. We'll do it together. We need to build community during this time. And, there are opportunities, maybe not the most ideal of situations, but there are opportunities. The important thing is to keep moving.
Yeah. And because people have been sedentary for an extended period of time since we've had to stop the in-person sail classes, I think that's the other thing, is to recognize that, we now as a society have gone months without continual physical activity. So that means our muscles are not where they used to be. Our strength, our balance, all of those things start to decrease the more that we stay seated. So the sail class, what I really like about it is that there are modifications. So if you're feeling a little uncertain about standing throughout the whole class, you can sit and still move those feet and those arms and get some activity. And then as you start to increase that confidence of, I can stand up for this, then you can join in that way too.
And you don't need a large space, your apartment or your, wherever you're at. It can be done.
Erin, talking about the Aging Mastery Program again, we are hoping that you'll come back, and when we can do this live again, that we can talk you into maybe facilitating another class or so. Does that fit into your plans or thinking at all?
Absolutely. I loved it. We wrapped up our last session, I think, like March 1st, right before everything hit. And so we have a little bit of experience and understanding of how well it was received and how much fun through evaluations and feedback that it was welcomed. So we'll do it again, and I'd be happy to help with that.
Great. And I would just add, and I know you're aware of this, Erin, because of your experience with the program, but we all now, because we can't do things in person, the Senior Center is actually making available at no cost anyone that's interested what's called a self-starter kit. And all you have to do is contact the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. DEE is the person who is handing out those. So just ask for D, or it's D at WenatcheeSeniorCenter.org.
I think you nailed it. And I've even delivered a few. I have a few in my garage, and I mailed one yesterday to someone in Monitor. So I'm happy to get these kits along with D. We just want to make sure people get these kits. And what's in this kit is a great playbook. It's kind of a curriculum-led program to help you live a longer, more meaningful life. 2 exercise DVDs are included in this. One is an introduction to Tai Chi, and the other one's just a great overall exercise DVD. So they're really valuable. If it works for you, great. Use them. If you want to tune into the sale class that will start around Thanksgiving time, we hope to have a consistent 2-day a week at maybe a consistent time. That's our goal, so people know what to predict and rely on.
Great.
But the Aging Mastery program is fabulous, and yes, I'd love to continue doing that.
Great. So it sounds like you don't know exactly what your schedule will be, but what should people, look for or keep their eye open for? The NCWLIFE program schedule?
Yeah,
or?
I hope to get it out in the newspaper, advertise on NCWLIFE. I can add it to my website, which is healthyagingforlife.com. We'll get it out there. We'll put it on KPQ for the times. We want to make sure people have access to this. We'll also have pre-recorded classes on my website, and salefitness.org is another website that one could access. Well, we'll have all of these classes pre-recorded under sale classes. So you can do this from your smart TV, your tablet. Not as ideal, but yeah, there's ways that we'll get this class in people's homes.
Well, that's great. It's great information to be able to share, and I know we feel, along with this program, Vibrant Living, we also have an exercise program called Vibrant Motion, and that is separate and different than your program, but very similar in terms of objectives and target audience and that type of thing. So we wish you the very best, and much success in getting that information out to all of our seniors here in the Valley and beyond.
Yeah, people can reach out to us anytime. And again, our website is pretty great. It's www.salefitness.org. You can find all the information about the SAIL program. You'll find the classes on there. You'll find, and if you're interested in being an instructor someday, there's information about that as well. We always need SAIL instructors, which is very rewarding. I think you can attest to that.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll also have the classes, the pre-recorded classes on there as well.
Good. Do either of you have anything else that you would like to add that we haven't covered today?
Only that, as with any exercise program, we really want you to visit with your doctor first. Great. Before you start any exercise program, you should consult your medical physician just to say, this is what I'm really interested in doing. Do you feel I'm ready for it?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yes. Thank you.
Sage advice. Well, thank you again, both, and much success to both of you, and we look forward to working with both of you again in the future, and maybe even live again one of these days.
I hope so. Thank you
Wonderful.
for your ongoing support. The Senior Activity Center is such a wealth of vibrant living, and so thank you.
Vibrant living.
Vibrant living.
Perfect.
Thanks, Darrell.
Thank you.